Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another review, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all, and let's just get right into this review. So at the very beginning of this episode, Slim and Dia are packing up their things because they were evicted in last week's episode, so they will not be going with the girls to the DR. So they're having a conversation while they're packing up their bags, and Slim and Dia are very confused as to why they were the ones to get voted out. But what I was confused about is why Slim keeps on trying to say that when she was asking everybody who voted her out of the house that nobody would tell her who did it. That's a complete lie. Every single person that voted her out told her to her face in last week's episode that they were the ones that voted her out. And it wasn't until Diamond the Body was pointed out as one of the people who said that they wanted her to go home that she decided that she was gonna pop off. She completely ignored all the other girls that said that they wanted her to go home. And I don't know if it's because she thought that she could beat Diamond the Body, which is not true, because to me, Diamond the Body won the fight that they had in last week's episode, or it was because she just didn't want to pop off on the OGs because she still wants to fit in with them. I don't know why, but she still keeps on claiming that nobody told her who voted her out. Now, I personally feel like the reason why Dia was sent home is because it was too much of a hassle to get her from place to place. They said that it was a whole long process just to get her to Puerto Rico, and I don't think that they wanted to go through that again to get her to the DR. So in my opinion, that's the reason why they decided to send Dia home. But I feel like they could have just told her that instead of making up reasons why they sent her home. I mean, they could have sent her home because they thought she was boring, but I just feel like it has to do with the whole travel process. Now, while they were all on their way to the Dominican Republic, Ahna ends up getting in her confessional and saying that she got into a fight with Mariah's mother and her aunt. Apparently, Mariah ended up bringing them to Puerto Rico for some reason, and she decided to tell her family that she had a problem with Ahna, and so when they saw Ahna, they decided to confront her. Ahna ends up calling Natalie and Tasiki, and she tells them what happened. She said that she was at the hotel and she ran into Mariah's mother and her aunt. They were giving her dirty looks and making comments towards her, and Callie was there and she was trying to get Ahna not to put her hands on Mariah's mom and aunt, but she said that Mariah's mother kept attacking her like 4 different times before she decided to put her hands on her, and so that's what ended up happening. She ended up fighting Mariah's mother and her aunt, and she ended up hurting her finger in the process. Now, Natalie did say that it's not right for Mariah Lynn to be having her family putting her hands on the baddies, and she said that it will be discussed with Mariah. And I hope that she's serious about this, because although Natalie doesn't really seem to take much seriously, I feel like it's not okay for Mariah Lynn to constantly get her family, who are outsiders to the show, to put their hands on baddies, because this is not the first time that she's done that. I don't think that it's okay for anybody who's not on the show to put their hands on any of these women, because number one, we don't know them, we don't know what they have, we don't know what they're gonna do. I just don't think that it's okay. And Ahna was saying in her confessional that her feelings are hurt that Mariah Lynn got her family to attack her. She said that they do have some type of issue with each other, but she never expected for Mariah Lynn to have her family try to jump her. So Ahna said that when she sees Mariah, they're gonna fight because Mariah did something that was uncalled for, and I completely agree. She did something that was uncalled for. Stop getting your family to put their hands on these girls and then expect for them to not defend themselves. Now, they all finally end up arriving to the Dominican Republic, and obviously Biggie is the most excited because that's where her family's from, and she's always talking about how she's proud to be Dominican. So it was actually fun to watch how excited she was to be there. Now, the house that they got in the Dominican Republic was actually really nice, and all the girls seemed to be happy with it. But Biggie, Callie, Meatball, and Tinkerbella all end up having a conversation, and Tinkerbella basically tells them that she's not happy with the OGs of the show because they decided to kick out 2 girls, Dia and Slim, that she actually really liked and got along with. But Meatball and Biggie were saying that it was not just the OGs that ended up voting the 2 of them out. Basically, everybody did. But Tinkerbella felt some type of way because she was left out of the process of picking who was going to go home. And basically, Meatball told her that the reason why she was left out is because she actually likes Tinkerbella and Dia, the 2 people that everybody said that they wanted to vote out. Now, I'm sensing a little bit of tension between Tinkerbella and Meatball. The 2 of them are friends. They came into the house together. They knew each other before the show. But I feel like Tinkerbella likes Dia and Slim, and she built a bond with some of the other girls. And I sense that Meatball really doesn't like that Tinkerbella is bonding with other people. Now, I don't think that there's anything wrong with Tinkerbella bonding with some of the other girls. I don't think that she should have to fight everybody and not get along with everybody except for Meatball. And that's kind of how Meatball is acting. However, once I see that Tinkerbella is acting fake towards Meatball, or that she doesn't have Meatball's back, then I'll say that Tinkerbella is acting fake and I can understand why there's tension. But I do feel like Tinkerbella should be able to make friends with whoever she wants to make friends with on the show. So Jayla, Scotty, Sapphire, and Natalie are all together having a conversation amongst each other about who should go home next. And basically they were talking about the whole eviction process that they did in the previous episode. And Natalie was saying that she wants to do another one, but this time she wants to do it in a way where nobody knows who voted who out the house. I don't understand why she wants to do another eviction after they just did one. But Natalie starts asking them who they think should go home. And basically Scotty said that she feels like Gretchen should go home, and Jayla ends up agreeing with her. But I agree with Natalie during this conversation about Gretchen, because if they really felt like Gretchen should go home, then how come they didn't say anything in the previous episode when they were evicting Dia and Slim? And that's what Natalie brought to Scotty and Jayla's attention, that neither one of them ended up voting Gretchen out of the house, but now all of a sudden they want Gretchen to go. I was surprised about that too. I honestly thought that Gretchen would be the one that was told to go home, because number one, she's never around, because every time she is around, she ends up getting into 150 fights because she keeps saying the N-word and then apologizing for it. At this point, I don't really see the point in Gretchen still being in the house. But Natalie basically ends up putting Scotty on blast during this conversation and tells her that if she's the one that has the biggest problem with Gretchen and said that she wanted her to go home, then she should be the one to tell Gretchen that she's evicted. Basically, Scotty ends up agreeing with them that she'll be the one to say something to Gretchen. But I honestly think they set up Scotty to get into a fight and probably get beat up, because we know that Scotty's not really a fighter. I don't understand why Jayla didn't just tell Gretchen to go home. I mean, she was over there putting a battery in Scotty's back with Natalie, but she's the main one in the house that has a problem with Gretchen, so why can't she be the one to tell Gretchen to go home? Now, Biggie, Scotty, Tasiki, and Rolly were all outside having a conversation about the altercation between Ahna and Mariah Lynn's family. And Mariah actually ends up showing up to the house while they're having this conversation. And she said that she was not there for the altercation, but Callie was there, and Callie told her what happened. She said that Callie was sitting down eating with her mother and her aunt. And this was at the hotel, so Ahna ended up walking into the room where they were at. And that's when Mariah Lynn's mom made a nasty comment to Ahna. So Ahna left, and then she came back and said that she doesn't fight old bitches. And then I guess that's when the altercation ended up taking place. However, when Ahna told the story, she said that, Mariah Lynn's mom hit her 4 times before she hit her back. And then Mariah Lynn's mom ended up taking her cell phone. She asked her for her cell phone back. The lady would not give it back. So that's when she started putting her hands on Mariah Lynn's mom. Now, I understand why Mariah Lynn is so upset, because I think anybody would be upset if their mother got hands put on them, even if their mother was the one in the wrong. However, I don't like that Mariah Lynn tries to sit there and act like she's a victim or her family is a victim when she keeps putting her family in these types of situations. She keeps telling her family that she has problems with people and telling them what her issue is with people, and then she brings them purposely to the place that this person is going to be at. And then when her family starts trouble and they end up getting beat up because the person is defending themselves, then Mariah Lynn flips out and she pretends like her and her family are victims of somebody. That's the same thing she did last season with, Smiley. She ended up bringing her family to where Smiley was going to be at. They tried to jump her, or they did jump her. And then when she, threatened retaliation, then Mariah Lynn flipped out with this huge vein popping out of her forehead, acting like her family and herself are victims of Smiley when she's the one who brought them there to put their hands on her first. And I don't like the way that Tasiki was handling this situation, because she was making it seem like Ahna was the one in the wrong in the situation. And to me, she wasn't, because if she's telling the truth that Mariah Lynn's mother attacked her first, then she has every right to go and defend herself. Now, Rolly ends up questioning Mariah Lynn because she said that she saw some text messages that Mariah Lynn sent out where she was basically putting herself and Tasiki above all the other girls and basically saying that they deserve better treatment than every other girl on the show. And Rolly checked her on it, and I think that Rolly should have checked Mariah on that, because Mariah Lynn has a tendency of throwing rocks and hiding her hands. She pretends like she doesn't say anything about anybody. She doesn't plot behind people's backs, and then people end up showing proof that she is doing the things that people are saying she's doing. And then when she's confronted on it, she plays dumb. Now, at the very end of this episode, Callie and Gretchen end up meeting up together on the beach, and they're having a conversation, and it seems like they're really getting along with each other, because right now, Callie is the only friend that Gretchen actually has. But they're having a conversation, and Gretchen is getting a little bit snappy during this conversation, but Callie is saying that Gretchen is drunk, so maybe that's why she was getting a little bit snappy, because when Callie started talking about the whole voting process of getting people out of the house, that's when Gretchen kind of started questioning her, and she kind of got a little bit of an attitude with Callie, and Callie kind of brushed it off a little bit at first. But then when Gretchen ended up bringing up the fact that people have been telling her that Callie's not really her friend, that's when the two of them kind of get into a little bit of a heated back and forth. I feel like Gretchen shouldn't believe what the other girls say about Callie only because they don't even like Gretchen, so she doesn't even know if they're actually telling her the truth about Callie. Now, until Callie actually does something to show Gretchen that she's not a real friend, I don't feel like Gretchen should really care what the other girls have to say about it. However, I feel like they were getting into a really heated back and forth with each other, and it started to become a push and pull type of situation. Like, they were pushing each other, walking in each other's face, pushing each other again. But then Gretchen started saying the N-word, and she said it more than one time, and Callie was trying to be patient with her, and she was like, look, you already apologized for saying the N-word, so stop saying it. And Gretchen basically told her she can say whatever she wants to say, and that's when Callie started getting pissed off, and the two of them are yelling at each other, and Callie's basically trying to tell her that you keep saying the N-word and then apologizing for it. You can't keep doing that because you're making me look bad because I'm the only person still cool with you even though you keep saying this word. And I understand where Callie's coming from. They were pushing each other. I think that they waited too long to swing on each other because I don't think that they really wanted to fight. Like, genuinely, I don't think that they wanted to fight each other. I just think things were getting really heated, and Callie got pissed off that Gretchen still keeps saying the word that everybody keeps telling her not to. She already tried to talk to her calmly once about it, and she was being really patient with her, but now Gretchen keeps on saying it, and she's being very unapologetic about it, and so this is why things are getting really tense between the two of them. Now, the episode ended there, but Gretchen does end up getting mushed in the face by Callie, and then the episode cut where, you know, you see Gretchen swing at Callie. So I definitely think they're going to end up fighting in next week's episode. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Baddies Caribbean. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all, and until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.